Hello, and welcome to the Bold Black Girls Podcast. I'm Aries.
And I'm Kim.
Hello.
Welcome.
It's funny because I'm like, I just saw you on Friday, and
And
today
Tuesday.
today is Sunday. I
And you
saw
saw me
you this
Tuesday.
week, but
Twice.
in my mind, I was like so out of it yesterday. Like I laid in the bed all day. I was the nap queen yesterday. I just stayed in bed the whole day.
I
I
love
got
it.
out to take a bath,
And you
and I
got
got
back
back in the
in.
bed.
When I tell you the pandemic made me realize how much I appreciate being at home.
Mm. I found that I have a very healthy balance of wanting to be out and being at my house. You know, like yesterday
Ditto.
being at home because I had went out Friday night, which is another
Right.
reason why I was late up. Yeah.
Right.
But but laying in the bed, just being at home, I didn't need nobody to call me. I didn't want nobody to call me, to be honest. Because I'm like, I don't feel like using my voice. I just want to just lay in the bed, watch my little
Can
shows.
we normalize that? Because I don't think
I'm
that was.
normalizing it.
I do, but some people don't
I
normalize
don't know
that.
why. They better get
Some
that
people
nap.
get offended, and I'm like, okay, like,
Oh, like friends and
yeah.
stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why you don't want to come? Why you don't want to do this?
Why you don't want to talk? Because sometimes it's just I want to be at peace. And you think, depending on your job, if you're on conference calls all day, 5 days a week,
Right.
you are tired of talking and thinking.
Mm-mm.
You
I just
just
be
want
wanting
to
to be
sit
quiet.
and be still. And I'm gonna tell you something. God has revealed to me.
Come
I
on.
saw it was, I think it's Psalms 46:10. It
Come
said,
on. Let's
be
quote them scriptures,
it
girl.
said, be still. And I was like, that app you told me
Look,
about? What's that app?
which one?
Abide.
Abide, girl.
Why is
Yes.
that the foundational scripture that pops up on mine? I don't know why.
I love my Abide. Abide is a meditation app with scripture. Yes. So I use it when I have insomnia at night. Sometimes I wake up. I had a bad dream last night. I'll put that app on and it'll do a 30-minute or an hour.
Because she has the pay version, y'all. I didn't pay for it yet.
15 minute, 30-minute, 5-minute. It's different time frames that you could just set it and it'll just put, speak scripture over you or, some kind of biblical story or something like that.
You know how you feeling, you can choose.
And they'll get me back to sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that.
I don't have that problem. So that's why I just did the 3-minute, because I don't have problems going to bed.
I don't have a problem going to bed, but sometimes I have bad dreams.
Gotcha.
And so I need to wake up and I'm like, I'll feel my anxiety starting to tell me that somebody trying to do something, somebody trying to break in the house or like, I'll be having, it goes into a very dark place. But then when I put that on, I'm like,
you're good.
I go right back to sleep and I'm fine.
And I'm telling you, that's just like, that has been a scripture that I have been seeing everywhere. It was be still.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
And so I really have been being still. Like, I think I do have a healthy balance of being in and out. Mm-hmm. As you say, I be out here. I'm be out here a little bit, but I don't be out here like that. Right. I'm not going to we just saw a video, Lollapalooza.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know how I feel about concerts post-pandemic. That type of venue, I've been to it when I went to, I think it was Austin City Limits.
Okay.
I liked it, but I didn't like it. You know why?
Why?
It was skin to skin. And
I don't like skin to skin.
And after we've kind of learned that there is a such thing as bath day, I'm really like,
that was interesting. I don't know if people have heard. I mean, I'm sure they have heard it somewhere in the interwebs about the bath day thing. I saw it on TikTok and somewhere else. It was another podcast I was listening to,
and it was on an article with, who was it? Ashton
Kutcher and whatever his woman is, her name is. I can't think of her name. But they were basically saying they don't bathe every day and they hit the hot spots, what we would call a hoe bath.
Exactly.
Under armpits. What did he say? Crotch and something else.
Probably butt.
Like, I hope. Only, that was it. And so anyway, it started this whole conversation around people, how frequently they take baths. I was going to say, when I was in college, I remember a biology teacher trying to convince us that, because he said some of the same things that Ashton Kutcher said about like your body, you're not supposed to wash off, it's certain oils and things that you're supposed to keep on.
Coconut oil.
Your body, right? But it's so funny. So he was like, you shouldn't be bathing every day because you're, certain things. I'm like, ain't nobody, I could not. I'm like, I don't care what you're saying, sir. There is no way. That's why we have Carrie and cocoa butter and other kinds
Coconut
of
oil,
oils. We'll put them back on. I don't want to keep them on. That's gross. And we live in Texas and it's 100. It feels like 100 and something degrees right now outside. You need to bathe.
Yeah, I probably out on a minimum. I bathe twice a day.
What's funny is I just had I had to have a retraining conversation. I told you with the boys.
Yes.
Like after that, I was like, okay, you know what? Let me go back
This is an opportunity.
Listen, guys, when you get in the shower, I want you to start from the neck, scrub it hard, get all that off, and go from the top down, right? So I'm like, and go in here, get your balls, your butt crack. I'm like going all the way through it. And they just be cracking up at me. But I'm like, no, this is very serious. I was like, because, as you get older and, LJ get musty. Marvin ain't there yet. He be like, I don't get musty yet. I don't need deodorant. I said, well, you need to start practicing because you don't want to find out you get musty by being musty.
Exactly.
Just start putting deodorant on.
Which brings us to your sons celebrated their birthday.
They did. This week was the Leo week.
And they're both in the double digits now.
Girl, I can't even believe that I have a 10 and 12-year-old.
Because when I met you, they were like 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. I can't remember.
I think they were 2 and 4.
2 and 4, okay.
Because it was around the time when me and their dad got divorced.
Yeah, and I think I was going Marvin to the gym. Kind of like he had a pacifier, but then after that, I didn't see it.
He had a pacifier for a while until his Montessori. He couldn't bring it in there. And that was a chance for us to wean him off.
Right.
It was so funny because he used to put it in the side of the car and then go to school and then come back and put it in when he got I was like, this kid is hilarious. So that's why I'm like, you can train kids to do anything. They knew boundaries were set. You cannot have this in here.
Exactly.
And he knew and he was fine all day.
He respected the boundaries.
And
that's like people, you got to put boundaries.
Come on, you got to put boundaries up. So yeah, we had a good week. We went to
Top Golf.
For Marvin, we went to Top Golf. That was very impromptu. We were just going to go to the driving range,
impromptu.
But it worked out. It was even better. So that was fun.
Then I took them to.
You took them to Urban Air.
Yes, and they were in the air, urban style.
Exactly. So that was cool. And then
LJ's birthday.
I surprised them with balloons. I had them delivered to the house, like both of them, some balloons for their birthday, a cake. And I ordered them these little. They're not bobbleheads, but they look like bobbleheads. But I got them where they were stationary because I was like, I don't know, I just want to keep it some cute little bobbleheads of their face. Like they love that. And then we went to. They have this thing. What do we do with LJ? Oh, went to Penn Stack. They both brought a friend. We just went there and had a whole day bowling, laser tag, the whole nine,
all that good stuff.
And then you came with us to the Nerf Challenge in Dallas. I wish it was a little bit better. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. But
it didn't give 100% of what it was supposed to give.
It didn't give what it was supposed to give. But it was
fun.
It was interactive. It was definitely physical because I was sweating the first 2 things I did. I said, okay, see, I wasn't trying to sweat because I'm trying to go out after this. So that was just a good time.
It was.
And now they are with their dad and they will be with him all week. So I have.
Oh, wait a minute. They don't come back.
No. That's why I was like, what did you say?
Right. Okay.
No,
so
honey, they gone.
Come back.
They're gone.
They're gone for the
week.
Oh, good. So mama got a summer break.
Yeah.
She got 1 week. That's it.
I got a week. Yeah, I got a week vacation. But I got to go to Austin this week for work for a couple of days. So I'm going to have a me time, a me weekend.
That's really is what this podcast is going to be.
Yes. You have to take care of yourself. So that was that. My mom was like, she is the best auntie in the world. Because she was like, oh, they're at Air with Kim. Oh, and then she saw you with us at the Nerf thing. She said, okay, Auntie Kim. That's what I'm talking about.
I told somebody that I was like, I don't have real nieces and nephews, but I call them my nephews, right? I was telling somebody that because I took off, right? And so
he was like, this is love, LJ. I
told LJ, listen, I drove in traffic with a bra on. Baby, that is love. Over an hour. That traffic was
It was not
horrible.
even cool. I said, this love for me too, because I don't be coming down here like that on no Friday night. But it was good. They enjoyed themselves. So
we had a good time. So, and that's good. That's just they're learning. I think when they get older, their love language is going to be quality time.
yes, they're all about quality. What are we gonna do today? What are we gonna watch?
Right.
What are we
not,
gonna?
I don't even think it's about the gifts.
It's not, because they really don't even be knowing what they want. I said, isn't that a blessing? To where somebody asks you, what do you want? You're like, I don't know. I mean, whatever.
Roblox money.
Yeah, some random stuff.
Computer. To the computer people.
Exactly.
People would say.
Me and Kim were talking to them. And I said, shoot. I said, we had them serious books, the JC Penney books back in the day. And we'd be
circling.
Like, I want this. Knowing you ain't about to get it, right? That's just a wish list to feel like, I want this, I want that, I want this. It was fun just to act like you was going to get it.
And you think about that was really like kind of like getting a vision of what you wanted.
Right. That's true. That's like walking into model homes, and stuff like that. I do that now. I'll be on Zillow. I'm like, let me look. LJ's like, look up some $10 million homes. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look. Look, I ain't putting no limits on God.
What did he say?
Let me see where they are, so I can start manifesting that.
Seriously.
So anyway, what did you do this week? Well, you did that.
That's what
and
I did.
Some other stuff.
Only thing I think I did was like I'm into like I pivoted my fitness to like more slower fitness. So I did Aqua Fitness. So I've been doing that.
Oh yeah, because I FaceTimed you and you was in your bathing suit.
I know, right? You told some.
I said, "What are you doing?"
Right,
driving down the street with a bathing suit on
because it is 100 degrees here in Texas. So guess what? I'm gonna drive in my swimsuit. I'm in my car, not bothering anybody.
Minding your black business.
Minding all the business that pays me. I'm sure people who have a higher car looking in like, what's happening down here? Little truckers.
I love it. I'm not mad at it. I started adding strength training into my workout this week.
Good.
I didn't work out as much as I usually do, but this I was like, I'm tired. So when I'm tired, I say, you know what? I give myself
to your body.
Yes. So I did work out today. But I feel like I need to add that strength training back in to really get,
especially as we get older. You definitely need strength training.
Get the muscles right. So yeah, lots of things happening this week. I told Kim we need a segment called Hell to the No. Hell to the no.
Cases.
Well, the CDC, they're now recommending that we wear masks indoors again, regardless if you're vaccinated or not. And it's just interesting.
I never stopped.
Well, I have.
I did
a little bit. It depends. It depends on the proximities. But I just think the conversation is getting lost around the Delta variant, the unvaccinated versus the vaccinated. Like it's becoming that now instead of the real, and it's getting politicized. So we're here in Texas. Our governor decides that he just said, you know what? I don't care about you people at all.
I'm not enforcing masks.
I'm not. I'm making it where you cannot mandate people to put masks on in school, out of school, indoors, outdoors. I don't care. So like literally between Texas and Florida, child, they're like, you know what?
The hell with it.
I don't care about you people. It's all about the politics. So I think that, and then, all the misinformation on all sides, because it's interesting because I hear people who are not vaccinated say like, oh, what about so I thought you supposed to get vaccinated. So what's the point then or whatever? And it's like, well, I know for myself, I was not under the impression that getting vaccinated was going to stop me from getting COVID. It was just going to make it where I don't go to the hospital if I get it. Because you were on the phone with me with my sister. We were talking about the vaccine.
That was hilarious.
But that was your first time hearing my sister talk, huh?
I think so. Like that, I was rolling and I was so tickled.
Because she was like, well, I think she's vaccinated though. Maybe she's not. She's not vaccinated. But it's like all this energy on both sides against, right? And I'm like, well, how do we come to the middle where we can actually stop this thing? Because I feel like we ain't getting nowhere. We getting worse.
If you've eaten potted meat, just go ahead and take that.
If you've had Vienna sausages or Spam, Just get the vaccine.
Just
okay.
get the vaccine. Don't even argue with me. Don't argue.
Right.
You're doing crack cocaine, coke. Just get the vaccine.
You don't know what's in all the stuff that we.
Exactly.
It's so funny because we all like we don't know what's up in there, but all that other stuff that we be doing. I know I know.
You're not eating grass-fed chicken and eggs. You do not know.
I know. It's interesting. And it's like I try not to judge because it's all about what you feel and whatever. But I just don't want people to be misinformed and be adamant about something that they just don't know about. Like, because you're not really looking for the information. For me, when I decided to first, I was like, I ain't getting vaccinated.
I said the same thing.
I don't know what's going on. I was just on some skeptical government stuff, right? As we should be based on our history. But then I started talking to a lot of medical professionals that I know personally, as well as going to the science to really figure things out. And I'm like, well, at the end of the day, I am the head of my household. I have a lot of people that rely on me. I need to reduce the chances of me being in the hospital for who knows how long and all that kind of stuff. I can't afford that. So
it's true.
For me, it was worth the risk. I'm like, I don't know other vaccines you didn't know about. Your mama got you when you was a baby. So,
and we're still here kicking and alive.
And another thing is, one of the things that people will say is, well, they did it so fast. Well, there was a lot more backing behind it as well. Money wise, support wise, technology wise. Yeah, because it was way more put into it. You got certain vaccines, they don't care about really making that vaccine because there's no demand for it.
But the demand was very high.
Right. So there's a lot to it. I just say to people, do your research in a reputable way, not just being on TikTok or Facebook to get your news, and not even media outlets per se. Go look at the actual data that's coming out of, this is they call it a novel virus. It continuously, they're learning new things about it as time goes. So yes, things are changing with what they feel is, appropriate. But I say, hey, a mask gonna stop it, at least protect you in some kind of way, shape, or form. You're not breathing.
I personally like wearing a mask, honestly, because it helps me not smell other people, especially these people who are not bathing on a regular, consistent basis. So, and I've smelled people behind the mask, and I was like, bath day must have been a few days ago.
Stop it.
So, but yeah, I'm wearing my mask. I'm gonna stick beside it.
Yeah. Everybody needs to be smart. That's all I gotta say. Be smart. Do what you feel you need to do, but don't. I think telling people that doing this is gonna protect the other person, it ain't gonna work because in America we don't care about people.
We don't care.
We don't care about people. We just need to focus on what is it gonna do. How's it gonna help me to not be in the hospital?
Yeah,
I might have COVID and I might still be able to spread it with a vaccine.
Yep.
But at least I ain't gonna be in no hospital. That's the only thing that I'm trying to, 100% prevent at this point. So we'll see what the numbers is looking like after Lollapalooza.
And the other
Rolling Loud.
Yes.
Where the baby was up in there acting up. He just is hell bent on not being is he trying to get people against him?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's a little Kanye up in the making, just making these comments to get attention.
Which is interesting because I remember hearing him on the Breakfast Club early on, and I was like, he's smart. His parents made him read a lot of books, all these things. And I'm listening to him talk. I'm like, wow, he's smart. And listening to him this week, I was like, he's not smart. I just was like, you sound a little bit better. Ignorant as heck.
Yes.
And he did a couple of things this week. He if y'all haven't seen the video, go to the Shade Room or something like that. But he was talking about if you ain't got HIV or AIDS or some disease that'll have you have you dead in 2 to 3 weeks, put your lights up on the phone or whatever. And if you ain't a dude sucking, in the parking lot. And it was just things. I'm like, okay, so why?
It's a concert.
Why are you saying this? Number one, you're spreading misinformation about HIV and AIDS. Let's talk about that because we don't need those kind of things, especially in our community where it's higher population of people that,
And you're discriminating against people if they choose to do
why they can't listen. And And you don't know how they got it. And he tries justification about they ain't no junkies. They not my fans ain't junkies. Where are you? Are you back in 1980 when we first found out about it? When people were thinking that it was spread by touching folks and stuff.
He just need to talk to
You sound crazy. And people are living whole lives with HIV and AIDS at this point. All that medication that Magic Johnson used to have early on, everybody else can get that now.
Exactly.
And live. So stop that. That was just ignorant to me. I was like, what's the point? He's about that was a call to action. That's not usually how call to actions work at rap concerts. It'd be like, ladies in the house.
Right, see, we weren't ready for concerts. I don't think people
were not ready.
Socially ready. We've been cooped up, don't know how to interact. Yeah, no.
He is just, and then he's been losing a lot of endorsements. And one of the people who criticized him was Questlove, who is, if you're any kind of hip hop person from decades, you know who that is. Okay. From the roots. And he gonna say, honestly, I don't even know who this dude is. Okay, so now you sound even more dumb.
Exactly.
Like literally, you sound ignorant. Go lay down.
Take a nap.
Yes, go lay down. And somebody need to take your phone. You need some PR. Like, and I told my friend. I was telling my friend today. I was like, she said, "You think he's gonna be canceled? I said, he ain't gonna be canceled forever because that's just how it works. It's just gonna be high right now. Somebody else gonna do something stupid. We'll forget about it. He gonna die out. He gonna go talk to somebody from the LGBTQ plus community, some HIV AIDS people, get somebody to validate him as he went and learned, and he's gonna give an official apology because right now them coins is getting hit. His endorsements and his other shows and stuff like that.
They should be, honestly.
And he's still in his cocky phase. He's doubled down, tripled down on it, since then. But I'm like, all right,
yourself.
We gonna see how long that lasts. Unless you ready to retire, because it ain't looking good. But anyway, that was a whole diversion. But still, it's time this is a call to action for him to go lay down, get some help.
And he also brought on that gentleman who, what's his name?
Oh, Tory Lanez, the one who shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot.
Exactly, and Meg was at Lollapalooza, and then they were all on the award show as well. So I think they have some.
It was some beef. Well, because him and Meg had a friendship, and it was like, you kind of betrayed me by you doing songs with this dude. I get the business part of it, but it was like you kind of trying to be controversial. Yeah, it's like
and stand for something.
Stand. This man shot this woman. Another things that break up. We've talked about the disconnect between the Black community, and then Tory Lanez just yesterday was talking about, basically trying to accuse Black women of being against the Black man and all that. Sir, you shot a woman in the foot. Come on. Don't try to flip it.
No. And this is where we talk about having boundaries, right? No, you're not going to treat me like this. And no, we're not. Yes, we can forgive, but we're not going to forget how.
And we can call you out.
Yes, and we can hold you accountable.
And we're going to hold you accountable. It's interesting, and I sent you that meme by the lady. She writes articles for CNN. Basically it's like when we as Black women say no, it's like, how dare you say no? You're supposed to be our ride or die. Yes. Ride or die. Literally.
Yes.
I'm not dying, okay?
We're gonna ride you till you die.
I'm not going to do that. That's really what it is. They want to break your back and have you out here really
it's
losing.
It's like activate the strong Black woman and turn on the Black girl magic.
No.
And make it happen.
You know what Black girl magic is? No. Saying absolutely not.
That is the magic.
And setting that line in the sand, because I'm going to be the one losing at the end of the day, trying to stand for my man,
for someone else,
or whoever it is.
For me.
Exactly.
They won't stand and die for me. They won't march for me.
Girl,
I'll just be another say her name.
Exactly. So it's like, if we all can take accountability for ourselves, don't put that pressure on anybody. Like, if the roles were reversed, I would say the same thing. Don't put pressure on anybody else to do more than you're willing to do.
And honestly, when I think back, like thinking about Simone and the Naomi, right?
Yes.
And I really admire them being so young,
Mm.
saying no, because we come from a generation of people telling us just take whatever you get, just accept it, push through, um, don't rest, go
Mm-mm.
hard. And I'm like, that was all wrong.
I don't believe in that at all.
And so we did a podcast about this, about unsubscribing from the strong
Yes.
black woman. And things go back in my head where I remember where I previously worked, and non-blacks who have said to me, "Wow, you are so strong." And I was like, "But why did I have to be?
I don't want to be.
I don't want to be strong."
That happened to me. I forgot where I was at. One of these jobs. Somebody's like, "You were so brave for telling that so and so that," and I'm like, "Why
Yes,
you didn't say something? You could have said something
exactly.
too." Yeah, and I don't teach my kids that way.
Good.
I feel like we talked about this on another. Either we talked about it together or on the podcast, but I teach my kids to stand up for themselves, to advocate for themselves. You don't have just because somebody older don't mean you gotta do what they
Come on,
say.
somebody.
I don't believe in that. Our parents' generation, like I'm because I said so, type of stuff. And there are going to be certain things. Yes, when I tell you to get your butt over here because you about to get hit by a car, I ain't got time to be explaining to you. You know that.
Yes.
But there are some things where I don't even need you to go with what I'm saying because something is my opinion. I'm like, what do you think? Because I want you to be able to have your own mind because then you won't be easily manipulated by people, and things like that. When you can have a stand and truly believe in it, go do your research. Like I've been teaching my kids, go do I don't know. I'm telling you what I believe, what I know, what I feel. This is my opinion, but you may have a different one.
Exactly.
And that's totally fine, And so I think I'm loving this generation right now with how they are like, no, I need to protect my mental health. People literally have died because of the pressure of other people, what they think they wanted, what their parents wanted. Me and my dad were just talking about this. Be a doctor, be a lawyer, be a whatever.
Yes.
Like we talked with Chantel about, because we want you to take care of us when you get older. Go get this good job so you can take care of me. And I'm like, what about me?
Wrong. That is all wrong, and we really have to change that mindset and that thinking. Do the right thing now so that they don't have to take care of you. Because honestly, I want my daughter to pick from a garden, from the fruits of my labor, where I have planted the seeds.
Yes,
and it just continues to grow, and she continues to water it. I'm passing the baton on to better.
It should always be better. Like, okay, I'm giving you this. This is where your starting point is foundation. Here.
Right.
My starting point was here. Now I'm giving you a starting point here. When you have yours, you can start them here. Y'all can keep elevating and growing and being better and better. But I don't know. It's interesting because and I try not to read these comments, but sometimes I'll be looking at the comments and I'm like, how people who are sitting at home on their couch doing nothing can just like judge these women who are excellent.
Right. Like at least I could do a cartwheel to the couch or something. So if I want to speak from a gymnastics perspective, I have experienced a little bit of flipping.
I could do a handstand. I used to do gymnastics in elementary and middle school, but that's about it. Right. My boobs got too big. I couldn't. The imbalance was not working. I'm like, do y'all know how hard the balance beam is?
Or to golf.
Listen, all that stuff. That's why I'm like, I appreciate Naomi. And Simone said that she was empowered by Naomi saying she was caring about her mental health for, her to take that stand. They have this thing, it's called the twisties, they said. When you are in the air and doing these, gymnasts have this where your mind, like it mentally, you get lost in the air. You can hurt yourself.
Whoa.
Like while she was flipping. So Simone, when she did the vault, that's when she realized she got lost in the air. She was trying to do like a 2.5 something turn. She ended up doing like a 1.5. Thank God she landed on her feet. And everybody thought she had hurt herself or something, but she didn't. It was really like, whoa, like your mind is very mental. Gymnastics is so mental. Because if you think about doing a flip, why you can't do a flip? Because your butt can fall and hit your head, right? That's why a lot of us can't do one. Because you're like, I ain't trying to break my neck. Well, you want her to break hers? She's a professional, but at the same time, her mind has to be connected for her to do these things. And most of the gymnasts that they talk to about this, pretty much all of them, we're like, yes, it's real, and there are gymnasts out there that have hurt themselves trying to just do something because of this pressure and all that. And she has nothing to prove. This girl got multiple goals, and
honestly, I appreciate that she did that. Not only that, she was not just thinking about herself as well, but also her team.
Her team. That's what people don't get. They're like, that's selfish. No, actually, it would have been selfish for her to keep going.
Exactly.
Because the team would not have been able to reach any medal if her scores kept going down. And she realized that smart. She was like, you know what? If I don't get my mind right, they're not going to medal. So at least let me back out for my team to get a silver, in this particular thing. People don't know nothing and always trying to say something. Leave her alone.
Act being a dummy with a smartphone.
Right. I was just like, all that criticism and stuff, I just wasn't with it,
But you think, realistically, in terms of like us, right, professionally, a lot of times we just keep pushing and we keep going and we never take the time that we need to truly rest. And I think I've shared, like, we talked about being still. I was like, I did so much and I didn't even realize it. Like, Kiara and I were talking and she was like, how did you do all of that? And I'm thinking, like, man, how did I do it? Because I just kept going because I know it needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I feel like my body's at this point where it's like, take your rest.
You're okay.
Yes.
The Bible says it. You just said one of the scriptures. Even God rested on the seventh day.
Exactly.
And he's a spirit.
And I was listening to I was listening to Jerry Flowers. He said God didn't run anywhere. He walked.
Come on.
He walked. Or I'm going to start walking. And I was like, yeah, we always running.
You ain't never heard of Jesus running.
Have you?
I ain't never heard of that.
Right.
Probably can't run that good in the sandals either.
You're so silly. In those Birkenstocks.
Right. I'm like, you be falling all over the place.
Right. And so it's like.
But you on point with that.
Why don't we ever just chill and not feel like we have to just trying to prove something to someone else? Just always on the go.
And the fact that God rested and he's a spirit, that lets us know our spirits need to rest. Our souls need rest.
It's the pandemic.
It's not even about your body per se, but your soul needs rest. Sometimes you just need to. That's why Saturdays to me have really been a day of rest for real. That's like my Sabbath, basically. And I just lay up,
girl,
and
take a bath,
my bath, and get
pajamas.
Back. Exactly, because I'm
my
like
silk ones on
chilling.
Saturdays for silk pajamas for me.
Exactly,
that's what I do. I get in it's self-care and silk pajamas.
Yeah, and I think we need to. I like that they are publicly normalizing rest, mental rest, and it's not an illness. It is.
It can become one if you
don't. Yeah, it's like, okay, we need to just have mental self-care. It ain't just about physical stuff. It's about allowing us to ourselves to say no. One thing Simone said was, I'm more than this. I'm more than gymnastics. Right. I'm not just like, that's all she is in the whole world.
She thought that.
Yeah. So realizing that's a big step in growth as a person, to realize I am not my job. I am not my role. I am not a mom. I'm a mom, but I ain't just a mom. I work in this company. I'm not just that. I am a person. I am Aries. I have things.
Made. Okay.
Exactly. And so trying to connect, I think that's a big part. Trying to connect with who you are as a person outside of any role or title or any. It's a big step in growth, because otherwise you're going to be looking at people, listening to everybody else, what they got to say, what they think you need to be and all that. And who life is this?
There's power in no,
right? Like, this ain't your life.
And a lot of times, like, I was listening to this podcast, one of my it's called Dropping Gems.
Oh yeah, I've heard hers.
Yeah, and she was talking about human design and how we're, designed and whatnot. But like, I can feel in my gut when something is not right.
Mm-hmm. And trusting that.
And listening to that.
Yes. Because it's going to come back and you'll be like, I felt that.
And I should have said no.
That's the worst.
Don't you hate that when you ignore it?
I knew it. You just be like, so mad.
Said no. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, we want to be yes. Yeah, girl, I'll go. And you know you don't want to go.
I just told Kim about the wedding, my cousin's wedding that I was going to go to like a month ago. And I really wanted to go support, but it was more so because my family was like, you need to represent the family, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Whatever, I'll do it. But that day, like when it came, I was tired and I was physically, mentally, all that. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm not going to. And I ain't gonna feel guilty about it because I'm taking care of myself. And I did not. And I was like, I don't care what anybody says. I'm not doing it.
And I see everything that you do as a mom professionally, like it can become overwhelming. Yes. You realize you're just always moving and going and doing. And then, you're at work, you might experience some microaggressions. You might be on your way to work, somebody cursing you out, calling you a N-word. Right. And then your kids go to school. It's so much dealing that we have to deal with. It's so much that you don't sit down just to say, okay, let me just rest. Right. Let me not just think, because we're always thinking. And I'm just in that season of I want peace. Yes. I want my peace.
It's just started storming outside, like heck loud. Yes. I'm like, what's happening outside of our
confirmation.
Window? He's like, amen. Yeah. Right. That's God letting us know we on the right track. But I think that's something as Black women, we really need to don't feel guilty. It's funny because when I talk to people about like parenting and people come to me about different things with regard to co-parenting or whatever other thing, how do you get, I've had multiple people ask me, and this was even in my group therapy and some other stuff. They're like, how do you get rid of the guilt? And I'm like, guilt, girl, I don't care.
It's there.
But I know that that's a real thing. I recognize what I recognize my personality and how that contributes to certain parts as well. I grew up as a child in a family with a matriarchy that they will literally push their beliefs on you. And if you don't believe what you will get talked about, ostracized, like all these things. So you have to have a very strong belief system of your own to push back against that. And I've always kind of been a pushback type of child. So I'd be like, but I don't want to do it. Why? Why are we doing it? Like I'm questioning everything.
Like Marvin.
Exactly. So when it comes to other times where people try to push their boundaries on me, I don't like that. The boy's dad, he'll tell y'all right now. We used to have a kind of a joke, but when I would say no about something and somebody tries to convince me, when I said no, I don't want that. That was my joke. We wasn't a joke, but I'd be like, quit trying to control me. That's what I would say. He'd be like, I'd be like, stop trying to control me. Right. Sometimes it'd be funny and sometimes I'd be serious. But I really was serious the whole time. It's just, certain circumstances. But I knew that when I just said no, I don't want to. I'm good. Well, why you keep doing it. It's like when someone continues to try to force you to do something when you've said, I don't want to, you're trying to control me. You're trying to control my
respect and no.
Yeah, it's like, leave me alone. No, I don't want to do it. And I think that these women they have definitely been our bold Black girls of the week, of the month, of the whatever.
Of the year.
Yes, because it is not easy under this kind of pressure where the whole world is looking at you and people have all these opinions about what you're going to do, how you should be and all that. And to just be like, no.
Keep your opinions.
And they're not going to do it because the internet. But to be able to just say, I don't care. Bring the opinions on. You're going to get them anyways. That's a lot of pressure. And people who have never been in these situations don't understand that because to them, they'd be buckling under the pressure for little old stuff.
Which brings us to to meet Issa Ray.
Oh, Issa Ray, honey.
Okay.
Yes.
The privacy.
It's the privacy for me.
This woman, I didn't even know she was dating her and in a relationship.
And then they went back and showed little pictures of them at different things. I had never seen this man. I had never seen the pictures that they showed at these events. Never seen none of it. And I love it. And it was so cute how she did it when she posted her thing. Because I follow her on Instagram. And one morning I just popped in and it was these beautiful photos. I'm thinking, is this for like a movie or something? Because she made it sound like that in her comment. She's like, oh, Me and my girlfriends all happened to show up, and it was so embarrassing. They all had the same dress on, and blah blah blah. And she thanked the photographers and all these people for making it feel so real. And then I'm like, something.
And it was real.
These are too good. Them pictures were fire. So she had a private wedding in France somewhere with all
nice
her
friends or something like that.
I was like, "Go girl!" And they just she looked flawless.
That is how you do it.
I said, "That's how you got to do
aspire
it."
to that level of privacy.
People don't know what you got going on, who you dating,
and you just said it. You said you don't. She don't owe us nothing. None of these women owe us anything.
Nothing. Leave us alone. Yes. Who owes you? Nobody. You owe yourself.
I can't remember. Was it Lovey? She said, "Y'all not gonna stress black women out."
No, at all.
And I'm at that point where it's like, I feel bad for her some days, but I was like, I'm not tolerating it, right? But that's boundaries.
Feel bad for what?
Sometimes saying no, like I'm not gonna deal with this person or this particular scenario, but it's protecting my peace.
I don't feel bad for it. I'm over that. I used to, so I get it.
Okay.
But it's a point where
not all the time. I said sometimes.
And this is I'm just saying,
right.
Like I just got through reading The Mastery of Love. And like I read a lot of books that just really kind of help support why.
Confirm.
Yeah, because it's like my responsibility at the end of the day. And even in that, was it The Genius Zone? Oh, that's a new book. The Big Leap.
Okay.
He has a new book called The Genius Zone where he kind of expounds on the concepts from The Big Leap. But you're the only main character in your story.
That's true.
Everybody else is extras. And guess what? In your story, I'm an extra. I'm not the main character.
For real.
So at the end of the day, your moves are coming from a main character energy, right? Like you're the main one that is going to make the decisions, feel the effects of your decisions, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to expect you to understand where I'm coming from as my own main character. You're not. And you're not going to understand mine. So when I need to rest and I'm not going, okay, you can feel bad if you want to. That's on you. That's not on me. It has nothing. I don't have to feel bad because I'm doing what I need to do for myself. If you feel a certain way, that's on you. Not my responsibility.
That's it. That's not my responsibility.
I'm not obligated.
And we have, girl, that was our saying. I'm not obligated, and we have to really remember that.
Yes, I'm not obligated.
Am I obligated? No.
Exactly. I am not obligated.
I'm not obligated to carry this team. No.
I'm only obligated to the things that I've committed to that I'm going to see through.
And right now, the only person I'm committed to is God.
Come on, somebody.
Because I have commitment issues, right? I don't even like to commit to 12-month contracts at gyms.
I know that's
because I might feel like I don't want to do that anymore. That is not in alignment with where I'm at right now.
I changed too much. I need variety. I'd be like, all right, I'm bored with this.
Exactly. So I was just like, okay, this is not serving me anymore.
Yes.
How do I pivot and move on?
Thank it for its service and keep going.
Yes. And it is not personal.
I'm gonna do that. Look, next year, and I let people know that all the time. ATW, whoever I'm involved. Next year is gonna be my last, and I'm gonna be leaving all these things because I really do want to give myself more margin in my time so that I can focus on things that I want to focus on.
Less is more.
Individual, yes. So I'm like, yes, I've been doing a whole bunch. I'm going to be aligning more things to they literally have to all be doing the same thing, like one thing, and it just all comes together. But I'm not going to be here, there, everywhere, and all that. I can't. I'm not doing
over
it no
that. That here, there, everywhere.
It's not worth it. So yes, I think that's our call to action today. Don't be afraid to say no.
Rest.
Get your rest. Get it. Go get it.
Physically, mentally, emotionally.
Because nobody gonna get it to you for you.
They're not gonna give it. You're gonna have to take it.
Exactly. Take your rest. And really, go read some books. Something. Well, if you're not a reader, Audible is great. To just get that in your spirit. We're gonna do the Proverbs this month.
I'm excited about that
because it's 31 days in August.
Exactly.
31 days. One of my friends hit me up. She was like, "Let's do this August. Proverbs, a proverb a day." And it's just good to start hearing because some of those things are reaffirming.
It's wisdom.
That's
the book of wisdom.
Exactly.
Because he didn't run, he walked.
He walked. Jesus walked. Jesus walked. For real though. So it's like these are things that we have to prioritize ourselves if we're gonna be able to do anything.
I'm so glad this is just being normalized.
Yes.
More and more. Because there are times that I feel like I was pushing myself to go to work when I should not have been.
Take a day.
When my other counterparts, they don't do that.
Look, I need a day of rest. This lady was like, I'm taking a mental month.
I love it.
I was like,
well, I told you I used to take Black History PTO.
Oh, I take it for Juneteenth. I take it for, I do that. Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, but making it normal. I put it on my PTO on Tuesday. I will be on PTO celebrating my son Marvin's 10th birthday.
Oh, look at you. I don't even
I do because I want them to know that I have a life.
That's true. That's true.
Outside of work. And I be seeing people now. I'm going to be biking from so-and-so to this place, like telling what they're doing. That's the new out of office is like, let me let you know that I don't have to let you know what I'm doing. Right. But some of that, like I say, I'm taking PTO because in celebration of Juneteenth. Like I put some of that stuff there just so that it's a part of you learning
about me,
who I am as an individual. As well.
I'm gonna go on the 50% side of Issa Ray. I'm just taking PTO. You don't need to know what I'm doing, where I might pop up, or pop out of. But there are certain instances like Juneteenth, so you're aware of what I am celebrating, and who I am, where I come from.
Yeah, I don't put everyone. Yeah. But on certain ones, it's like, you know what? I want people to know what's going on. While you're emailing me, let me let you know what's going on. But yeah, I'm gonna do like Issa Ray because y'all might see who I'm dating.
Which do you want to share? An update about?
Well, I don't know because I was featured on I'm going to be featured on the Love on Stage, Kev on Stage Studios dating show by Melissa Fredericks. And they did like some clips the other day where they show, some of the ladies. So I think episode 1 is on Friday.
Next week.
So this week.
I'll be tuned in.
This Friday.
Oh, that's right. This Friday.
What is this Friday? The 6th? I think it's the 6th. So, tune in. I don't know what y'all gonna see. I don't know nothing about nothing. So we'll see. And I think they're gonna decide what ladies are gonna actually be on the show on the 2nd episode. So I don't know nothing. Everybody knows as much as me. They're like, when are you going? I don't know. I don't know nothing. But anyway, if you have the Kev on Stage Studios app, that's where you can actually see. It's a dating show. They're gonna select 3 women to go on a series of virtual dates with some guys, and then at the end of the dates, you'll meet in person for the first time and then decide if you want to continue dating. So we'll see. We'll see if that's in the cards for me.
I love it.
So anyway, that's it. And that's all. Make sure you go to boldblackgirls.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So we would love to have your support. If you are a podcast only listener, just go to YouTube and hit subscribe, child. You ain't got to, just go on there and subscribe and join us. So we'll see y'all next week. Have a bold week.
See ya. Rest. Peace.